As Mr. Khamisa pointed out, it has been a long day, but we have now reached the most critical part of the event today, and that is the Honorarium Grand. I'd like to touch on from what Mr. Khamisa said. You know, there are lots of challenges. You know, they're poaching, for instance, which is a big challenge that is going to hurt the tourism sector. Bureaucracy, another big challenge to overcome. Container after container stuck at Mombasa port. All of these obstacles are there. But in spite of all of these obstacles, there are individuals and there are organizations that have taken the step, braved it out, and actually gone about delivering high-class projects in all over Sub-Saharan Africa. And this Honorarium Grand is an opportunity for us to recognize these individuals, recognize these organizations who have taken that extra effort, gone the extra mile to deliver the goods. And that is what this Honorarium Grand is about. We have a short video to introduce what the Honorarium Grand is about. Can we please roll the video? For the last several years. So without any further ado, to hand over the awards, and I would request our director Ganesh to please be on the stage while we are announcing each winner for the Honorarium Grand. So ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from several of our award winners today, and it gives me immense pleasure to tell you that our first winner of the Honorarium Grand is the White Lotus Group. The White Lotus Development Company also, can I request Mr. Arjun Gandhi? Mr. Arjun Gandhi, could you please come on the stage? Who is the director of Intentech, who had also presented the award earlier. To come and be a part of the photo shoot. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, Nairobi's most prestigious address, a glittering 5-star hotel, a luxury mall. First, before you go, gentlemen, before you go, please. Can we stop the music? Before you go, you mentioned in your presentation that you encourage suppliers to come and place their bids. Perhaps for the benefit of the suppliers and in fact all of the delegates here today, could you tell us what are the key products and services that you need to ensure that this project is completed on time? Are there any categories of products that are high priority for you?
As you all are very aware, it's a mixed-use development of hotel, residential, commercial, and a 5-level of shopping center. As the suppliers are very aware as well, in construction, there's 16 divisions for all the finishes as well as the exterior. The project has its unique demands on all levels of supply for construction. So I said again, and I repeat, I urged all the suppliers to get into the pre-qualification stage. We have high-level finishes in the interiors, lobby, we have marbles, tiles, terrazzo, wood, glass, you name it, is in this project. It is a project of its own kind. It completes the entire division of construction demand. So it is an opportunity, and I'm welcoming with no bias. With the level of quality of the different companies, you will get the award based on quality and experience. Thank you.
Thank you. And also thank you very much, Mr. Arjun Gandhi, for sharing the stage with us.
Thank you.
Ganesh, if I can request you to still be on the stage for the next award as well. And along with Ganesh, can I request Mr. Satish Dhankar, who's the Assistant Vice President of Middleby Selfrust Innovations, to come on the stage, share the stage with Mr. Ganesh, and hand over the next award. So ladies and gentlemen, the next award we just heard from this gentleman, we just heard his immense knowledge and insight gathered over 4 decades. Please welcome Mr. Nazir Khamisa from Simba Corporation onto the stage to receive the award. To tell you a little bit more about the Simba Corporation, it has opened and operated the luxury tented Camp Kempinski, Olomara, which is amongst the best in Kenya. The company, Simba Corporation, has also opened the first Acacia Premier brand in Kisumu, and now intends to roll out this brand all across Sub-Saharan Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nazir Khamisa, if we can just have you on the stage for a minute. Mr. Nazir Khamisa, just 1 minute, please, because you gave us such an interesting conversation. Obviously, the Simba Corporation is truly raising the bar for hospitality in Kenya and, in fact, all over Africa. I think the one question that we have, that everyone has for you is, what is your inspiration? What is driving you to really raise the bar all over Africa? What is your source of inspiration? If you can share with us, then maybe we can also gather the same inspiration and the same vigor to go about our own work.
Just one word: passion. I think that whatever anybody does with their life, in their working life, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you really will not do a good job of what it is that you are doing. And I think it's important internally for anybody that's working in this field to really feel good about the service that we provide. I think internally you have to think about what it is that you're doing, and when you do it, one of the things I use a lot with my employees is that if you're all sitting in front of me and I came to you and I said, who did that? The person that did it should be able to stand up and say, I did it, and be proud of doing it. And I think that's the big thing. You know, when we saw that we could raise the bar in Kenya, there was no desire to spend the kind of money that we did with the Kempinski. But we just needed to kind of give the message that there is a better way to do this and a better way to run it. And I think we've done it. You know, we've hosted 24 heads of state in that hotel. We are the preferred hotel in this country. And it doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to build a 5-star property. We built a 4-star property in Kenya. It's in Western Kenya. It's still the best property in Western Kenya. We built Olare in the Mara. It's still one of the better luxury tented camps in the Mara. So whatever it is that you do, if you're passionate about it, you'll automatically do a good job.
Thank you. And thank you very much, Mr. Satish Dankar. So to hand over our next award, may I request Ms. Gilma Gilor from Bamakon Engineering. And I'd also request Mr. Raghav Kapoor, who is the area manager for VTech in Europe. Can I request you to come on the stage, please? So ladies and gentlemen, our next winner is a well-known, very popular name in all of Kenya, known for building fantastic world-class golf courses. In fact, we just heard from him a short while ago. Any guesses? Such an easy one. Mr. Lee Karuri. An interesting fact about Mr. Lee Karuri, which some of you may or may not know, ladies and gentlemen, he has been honored with the Order of the Grand Warrior title by the former president for his distinguished national service. So obviously Mr. Karuri is a man of very high caliber and immense stature. Mr. Karuri, before you go, if I can ask you a very short question. A very quick question. And you mentioned also in your presentation that you have been with us for several of our initiatives in the past, twice in Johannesburg and now over here. That's 3 of our initiatives. How has participating in our initiatives helped you achieve your vision?
Thank you. We have found that you have been able to bring together very high quality people, organizations and companies who are in the tourism, hospitality sector, and we have been able to create good engagements. We have met a lot of suppliers, investors, financiers, and we have found it very valuable. And that's why we have continued to participate in your various meetings, and we're looking forward to the future engagements. So, and we find you're efficient and bringing a lot of high quality speakers who share their experiences with us. We take home new knowledge, new innovations. Even today, we have found it very valuable. So it's been great. I would like to also mention our company, Resorts and Cities, is also represented by some of our senior executives. At the very end here, we have Billy Wamalwa, who is our events and marketing manager, working very hard in the team. Let's appreciate Billy. Next to Billy, we have our general manager in charge of our sales and marketing department, Sam Mutulu, working very hard. As Resorts and Cities, we work as a team. The name Resorts and Cities means our business is to build resorts and cities. And right next here is my co-director and my wife, Consolata. We work together, Consolata Gituto. We have another director who could not make it here today, called James Wadigo. He sent his greetings. We work together with him. And thank you very much for this award.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Radhav, and thank you, Mr. Gilma. So to hand over our next award at this stage, I would also request our other director to please come on the stage, Mr. Suresh, to join Ganesh on the stage and hand over the next set of awards. And along with Suresh, I would request Mr. Michael Revson, who is the general manager of Al Mashrabiya Furniture, to please come on the stage. So, our next award winner is a very popular businessman, an investor, and a hungry entrepreneur who is best known as the founder and group CEO of the Pride Group. We are talking about Mr. Hasnain Noorani. Mr. Hasnain Noorani has a very fascinating profile, which I would like to read out to you if we can just cut the music for a minute. So, Mr. Noorani has a passion for always looking out for businesses in which customers are not getting quality products or services. So anytime a customer is being ripped off, Mr. Noorani looks out for those kind of businesses and tries to target those. He has one main principle, and that is exceptional products and services at an outstanding value. That is his mantra. He likes to shake up markets wherein the big boys are dominating and bullying customers. Interestingly, every single CEO in the Pride Group shares the same vision as Mr. Hasnain Noorani, and this has resulted in the Pride Group growing so exponentially in the last few years. Mr. Noorani, that's quite a profile. Perhaps very briefly, could you explain to the benefit of our audience, because it's certainly aroused our curiosity, what do you mean by dominating and bullying customers? What is it that the big boys are doing that are dominating and, for quote-unquote, ripping off customers?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for this award. I feel very honored. I also want to actually thank my team that has always been very supportive. None of them are here today, but I just have two members here, so I'm sure they'll pass on the message. So thank you very much, ID, for this honor. It's a big privilege. Actually, as we started business in 2011, that was when Pride Inn was started. Over the past 7 years, we have grown from a single hotel, which was a 28-room hotel, to having 8 different hotels with over 700 room nights. And we have 4 different brands that we operate with. That is the Pride Inn Express, there's the Pride Inn Business, there's the Pride Inn Plus, and there's Pride Inn Suites. But apart from Pride Inn, we operate several other businesses under the Pride Group. We have Cake City, that's everything to do with cakes. We have a company known as Glory Safaris. There's a company by the name of Pride Drive. Pride Drive is everything to do with car rentals, transport, leasing, staff transportations, and individual rentals. We have a company by the name of Pride Fuels. We have a company by the name of Drinks Factory and Shawarma Express. So these are all companies that have actually been created over the past 7 years. And just to answer your question, actually what happens is, as and when we feel, or as and when I feel that there's something that is lacking in the market. The whole reason why Pride Inn was actually created in 2011 was, as at that time, we realized that they were the 5 stars and they were the low-end hotels. But there was no one that was actually targeting the $100 market. And this is what I actually ventured out to, because I was an upcoming businessman as at that time, and I realized that, you know what, I cannot afford the $300. I cannot go to those low-end hotels. I need a $100 hotel. So yes, there was no experience. And there was no experience. It was all more about research, questions, and answers. And this is when we created our brand promise. And I really looked at myself and asked myself a question, if I was to go to a $100 hotel, what is it that I'm looking for? And that's how our brand promise came about, which was a good night's sleep, relaxed shower, hot breakfast, business and Wi-Fi, maximum security, and food variety. Until today, every Pride Inn that you visit, these are the 6 brand promises that you are assured, along with exceptional service. That is what you're going to get in every Pride Inn. So that is exactly what we do, is when we see that there is a particular gap in the market. The reason why Cake City was also formed was there was that one point in time in November when there are too many birthdays in my family. And I realized I got bored of buying the same cakes. And it was just a coincidence. I was sitting in the UK in one of the cake shops, and I realized that, look at these cakes, they're so good. So it wasn't then. On my way back in the flight, suddenly just started thinking, you know what? Why can't I just create a cake shop in Kenya that will give me the cakes that I want? And today with Cake City, we have we have up to 5 different branches, and we supply a large amount. We actually manufacture and do large amount of cakes. And that's how exactly every single company has actually been formed. In 2015, we opened the Pride in Paradise Beach Resort Convention Center and Spa. Again, that was in 2015 when everyone else was running away from Mombasa. When everyone else was actually leaving Mombasa, we announced an investment of nearly 2.5 billion shillings at that time when people were actually going away from Mombasa. And believe you me, I got a lot of calls thinking that, and people literally, and I quote, "Are you nuts? What exactly are you doing in Mombasa, and what exactly is the story?" But even at that time, we realized that there was a huge gap in the market in Mombasa. Everyone was very much focused within the leisure tourism. And when I used to go to Dubai, I used to see that Dubai used to flourish because Dubai or London used to flourish because of the MICE business. I've always been very focused on the MICE business. And that is what led us to actually investing in Mombasa. And we wanted to create a convention center so that we changed the face of Mombasa by creating a convention center and we start bringing in the MICE business into Mombasa. This is exactly what we did. And we are proud that having opened in 2015, and to differentiate, we realized that, hotels were getting very boring, not in a bad way, but we thought that there was more leisure that needed to be brought in. And that's how we built in the first safari aqua park within the Pride in Paradise Beach Resort, along with the convention center. So thereby bringing in the concept of bleisure. When I say bleisure, not pleasure, it's a bleisure with a B. Business and leisure combined. And this is exactly what we have managed to achieve today. We are going to be hosting the SCAL World Congress in Mombasa at the Pride in Paradise Beach Resort this year, which is coming, and a conference of such magnitude is coming into Mombasa after a very, very long time. So with all these things, we have realized, and we have also been told that because of the convention center, we've actually managed to bring in quite a large market share into Mombasa. So basically, that's exactly what we mean. We try and see how we can differentiate a product. We will never enter into a business if we know that we cannot differentiate substantially what our offering is going to be. And like he said, exceptional products and services at outstanding value. I've always looked at how can we make the product value at all times always better. And that's just what our story is all about.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.